Hey guys, Steve here with the strategy session for August 14th, 2014. Hope everyone had a great day today. We were positioned very well for today's rally, up almost 10 points on the S&P 500, about 70 points on the Dow, and 27 points on the NASDAQ. We really had, identified this bounce area. We came in and we identified this area in here as a potential bounce on that Friday morning low, and then we closed higher, so we assumed that maybe that would be a low. And then in our stock market outlook for the week, we also talked about coming up into this downtrend line and seeing if we could break through that. And if we did break through that, the next obvious step to break through would be the 50-day moving average, which we broke through today. And the fact that we closed, in my opinion, towards the highs, it wasn't just that we were above it and barely closed up above the 50-day. The fact that we actually closed at the highs above the 50-day moving average, to me, is signaling that maybe there's some more upside to go. In this little counter rally that we have going on. Maybe that was a low. Maybe we're not going to see any type of consolidation that we talked about in the stock market outlook. So, again, if you look at the weekly chart, we're bouncing right off that trend line support that we had identified on the weekly as well. Okay? So obviously, if we can get through this, my next level that we would see some resistance would be this 1985 level, which is right up in here. So 1980, 1985. So we'll see, how strong we want to push. Maybe, I'd be surprised if we were up again tomorrow, personally, but nothing's out of the ordinary. The fact that we were down so many days in a row and then to be up so many days in a row, I just feel like I would feel more comfortable if we kind of just move sideways tomorrow. So with that said, let's take a quick look at our positions again. We're going to go through these pretty quick. Not much changed since the last few days. We're really just riding the trend that we're in. Apple up another 0.27% today. So you can see how we came in, bounced off the previous consolidation low we had identified, bounced off of that on that Friday, and are now moving higher. So before you know it, $100 is going to be where we're going to be at $100 on Apple. ADM, we're moving a little sideways for right now. Today was just really not much, pretty much closed down 0.15%. Nothing really to read into that. We're still at the highs essentially. Dividend coming up. So, for right now, stop is still 46.38, and we'll see where we go from there. AMT basically broke out a couple days ago. Then we had a few days of a pullback, and now we're really consolidating right above that our previous breakout. You can see these two, crosses, I guess you can call them. Really just means we're kind of bouncing. Usually that also indicates that we could reverse lower very easily. So maybe, I still think we do come into this trend line and put some lower, prices in over the next week or so. But again, that's all prediction. Right now we're trading off price, and price is saying that this level is holding somewhat, and maybe we can see some higher prices soon. APD, again, still consolidating. Stop still 126.92. Again, I would like to move stop to this 130 level, but we need a breakout over 136 and allow this 50-day moving average to catch up. EQR, basically testing the top of this new consolidation. Okay, I'm looking at this as a new consolidation area. So we're testing that. Still up in the channel, along the uptrend line, above the 50-day moving average, above 63. So for right now, everything's good with EQR. Expedia, again, still consolidating in this range. We broke out on Friday of last week, and now we're consolidating right above the breakout level. If you look on the weekly, we're also doing the same. So we broke out of this big consolidation that was been basically going on for most of the year. Broke out, and now we're kind of sitting right above the breakout level, the trend line, and the 50-day moving average. Stop still down here, 77.42. And again, I would like to move it to 79.39. Let's see if we can get another couple days. Maybe we'll move it over the weekend update, just to allow this 50-day moving average to move a little higher. Fidelity came down, bounced off this, basically our stop level. We raised our stop yesterday to 54.86. Now it's moving higher. I'd like to see it take out this 57 area to really identify this as a new low. I mean, essentially, the reason we moved the stop was if this moves up and now reverses and goes back through 54.86, then we would actually see a lower high and then also a lower low, which would mean to me the trend is reversing and we want to step aside. H&R Block moving up nicely. We entered on a breakout here from this downtrend line. We entered, I think it was the 12th, so Tuesday. It hasn't really done much since, just kind of moving sideways a little bit. But again, if you look at the weekly chart, we have a nice breakout from this weekly consolidation. Nice pullback. Looks like it was very controlled, and now we're starting to get higher prices. So for right now, stops 31.65. And again, I would like to move stop to this 31.93 in the in the event that we can break above this 33.50. Republic Services, really we had that one pullback the day that we entered, and since then it's new highs. So this is, again, you're looking at the weekly chart on the top here. Nice long consolidation, trend line higher, broke out, consolidated again on the daily, and broke out again. That was our entry signal. All right, so right now our stop is still 36.84, and at this point I can't identify what the next stop level would be until we get a little bit more action. But potentially it could be this 37.50 level, or maybe we come back, pull back, and then move higher, and then we would identify that as our next stop. And the last one of our positions that we're in is Tesoro. Again, we entered on this red day, entered at the open, came back down, tested the consolidation resistance that it broke out from, and is now moving higher. So for right now, 57.18, 57.20 is our stop level. We could potentially move to 59 and then again to 61 if we continue higher prices. With today's action, we did have a couple stocks that we are going to, or that broke out. Disney, DIS, broke out today. We've been talking about this one for about a week or so, about how I really like this pattern. If you look at the weekly chart, we had this consolidation, we broke out, but this trend line higher, I think we're entering at a good point. So we're going to enter a position tomorrow morning at the open in Disney. Stop will be $85 even. And, essentially what would have to happen for our stop to be invalidated would be this trend line would break, these lows would break, and the 50-day moving average would break. So again, great risk reward, nice position size that we're entering into. And let's see where Disney can take us. The other one we're going to enter tomorrow is Southwest Air. Again, we identified this a couple days ago. We've been on it for about a week or so as well. We have this nice trend line higher on the weekly chart, moving up in boxes, right? Here's a box, here's a box, here's a box, here's another box. So today we finally got a confirmed breakout above this consolidation. So what we're going to do is we're going to enter again tomorrow at the open. Stop will be 27.50, which is right here. All right, so that basically puts us below the 50-day moving average, below these lows, and below trend line support. Again, so good risk reward. I think it's about a 7.5% risk for the position. So we'll enter a position in LUV tomorrow. And the last one that I wanted to enter, but we're already exceeding our allocation for discretionary stocks, was Marriott. So basically Marriott, again, here's a nice trend line higher on the weekly, on the daily as well. Basically bounced around in this consolidation area and finally got a little poke above today with today's strong market. So if you were going to enter Marriott, you can enter tomorrow's open and put your stop here at 63.44, 63.50. Again, good risk reward, good entry on a nice established uptrend, and let's see how far you can ride it. So with that said, that's really it for today. So if you haven't already, please follow me on StockTwits, Twitter, Google+, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also subscribe to the newsletter where I send out the links for all the videos every night. And we will have another video tomorrow morning. I haven't decided which one I'm going to repost from this week. So if you have some suggestions, definitely leave them in the comment section below. And I'll be on Twitter tomorrow, obviously, as I usually am. And we'll have the weekend update for you on Saturday. So have a good rest of the week. Have a great Friday. Have a good weekend if I don't see you or hear from you. And be on the lookout for those couple videos. Have a great day, guys.